Yo, 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 what up, everybody? Welcome to your daily horoscope for Friday, October 23rd, 2020. Brian here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Get the first quarter square of the moon today as it transits into Aquarius to square that sun in the first full day of Scorpio season. So it's kind of an intense day in general with the square to the moon. That moon's going to square off with Mercury in Scorpio as well, and later in the evening it's going to square off with Uranus. It's going to make some nice aspects with a sextile to, of course, Chiron in Aries. But, let's just take a look. It's kind of got that intense feel. That sun, at 0, 0 is going to move to 1 degree of Scorpio today. Scorpio, of course, is Mars ruled. So in a sense, this Mars retrograde is, which is so funny. It finally comes off all these squares, and it's just finishing up to those squares of the south nodes of Pluto and Saturn today. And, now we have the sun locked and loaded here in Scorpio, kind of igniting Mars. Like Mars is a traditional ruler of Scorpio. So, Scorpio is very Martian. It's very intense. It's powerful. It wants its desires. It wants to get what it wants. It's sexual. It's all that, and I think that's going to be ramped up. Like there's definitely that feeling of, I guess you could even say sexual tension in the air today because of this, and just deep emotional desires. It's very plutonic with Pluto being a ruler of Scorpio too. So there's definitely this deep need to go figure some things out, go investigate our desires and what we truly want. And I think we have to look, with this Mars being activated in Aries, at ourselves. We have to look at that Aries energy that we all have, which is who we are and what we want and how we're going to get it, and be very kind of Mars about it. And Mars is retrograde here, done with all these squares. And now it's like the Leo King mentioned, it's kind of just retreating at this point back to 15 degrees, where it will station direct on, I believe, the 13th of November. So, we're almost to a station direct Mars, but now we might just feel like we're retreating. And what are we retreating from? Ourselves, from our desires, from what we truly want. And I think we have a lot of whys coming up in life that we have to ask ourselves, is like, but not so much about like, why is the world like this? Why are other people like this? This is getting down to your desires, your emotions, what you want to build, all that Capricorn stuff. Are you willing to put the work in to get to the top in your life, and to build the structures that you want? So it's definitely an intense day. That moon is going to transit into Aquarius after finishing up in Capricorn. So, it's going to square the sun, square Mercury. It is going to sextile Chiron, and also square over to that Uranus and Taurus. Like this moon, is going through a lot today. And I think that, we need to find some like security in ourselves and be comfortable in our emotions, but we have to make sure that we're going deep to find the ones we want. We don't want to obsess over the stuff or the people in life. A lot of this is about the people too, with this square to the sun. We got to connect with people that are on the same emotional frequency as us here. And, we kind of got to be very Aquarian moon. And this is coming from an Aquarius moon right here. Like we kind of have to go in that spaceship of ours as a collective, detach for a second, disconnect from any sort of emotions or any sort of people that we don't want to merge with, because Scorpio is merging, and we need to transmute energy, transmute people to make our lives better and to get other places in life. So, this is and Uranus is the people in Taurus. We gotta really, I think, take a good hard look at our own emotional ego and our desires, and we have to be willing to be smart. We have to be willing to figure things out with Mercury there. And we have to be willing to communicate, but we have to communicate from an objective place and kind of an Aquarian way. Like, we have to see everybody as their own unique self and kind of break away from, everybody's one thing, everybody's not. And the more that we can step into our own individuality within society and merge with other people that are on that vibration in that same frequency, that are doing the same thing, the better, because there's such a split right now. And you're better off just finding people in the tribe with you right now, I think, and like where people have the value that you have, and you're connecting emotionally in a very like confident way where you're not like second guessing, because I think it's going to be one of those days where, there's going to be a lot of people second guessing, relationships and who they want to like really connect deeper with. And we just kind of got to, be smart and objective about where and who we are going and where we want to build. And it's kind of difficult on that moon emotionally, with that emotional body. And I think that, we got to kind of nurture our individuality in a big way. Like I said, with Mars being activated, I would say it's important that we all take a good hard look in the mirror at ourselves and make sure that we're doing the things for ourselves that we desire, that doesn't involve what somebody else wants of you. That, it's about connecting with people that see you for yourself and that are merging in that same direction and transmuting this reality in the same way to level up and to evolve. And I think we got to look more long-term than ever and be willing to not obsess, because Scorpio can want to obsess and manipulate. We don't want to manipulate people. We don't want to get manipulated either. Like, that ain't it. So it's really by breaking away from anything that's trying to keep you away from your truth and your identity, and make sure that you're finding the people in society and the groups that are on that level with you. And I think that's what today is really about. Venus is going to trine over to Saturn. It's going to start making the trine tomorrow. On Saturday will be the actual trine with Saturn. So, it's almost exact. It's busy. And I think that this is trying to, get society and structures in place for the long term. And, I think we kind of have to be picky here with this Venus in Virgo. Is like, what are the relationships that are truly meeting our standard of the identity and who we are and where we want to build? And, I think we do have to analyze big time and make sure that, we're analyzing ourselves on a deep level too, and make sure that we're trusting our feelings on an individual level, because there's so much individual stuff coming up. And I would say this moon is sextiling Chiron is great, because it's kind of like we don't have to obsess over anything that's holding us back or not of our desires. Like, we can let go of that stuff, or any wounds or any people that are holding us back, and step into what truly feels right within you as an individual. And it's a big time. I would say this weekend gets a little weird. The moon's gonna be very void of course, so it could just feel like after today, if you didn't get in the right place with people, like, it could be really hit or miss. And we'd kind of just gotta, there's a lot of squares going on, but at the same time, I think it's trying to really, it's trying to force us to objectify what we really desire, and to, really take a good look at it from like a higher perspective, and make sure that the people are in the right place, that you're in the right place, more than anything you, right? Like, we got to take that look in the mirror, make sure we're right emotionally for whatever this world may bring. It's just got the writing to be an intense Scorpio season all over it. So, we got to take the intensity for what it is, and grow and transmute that energy into something better for the long term, and not obsess over anything that you don't need. Like, what do you really need, right? We kind of got to ask a lot of those whys. Why do I keep playing this game with a person? Why do I keep this thing in my life? Does it hold value to me? And we just got to be objective about it and be like, no, it doesn't, and let things go. And I just think that it's a great time to be in your truth. And if you're not in your truth, it's like, this can be a hard time, and coming in this weekend can be a hard time. But I think there's definitely beautiful things that are going to surface, that people are going to find within themselves and unlock, and really take that like next level up. So I would say that overall it's a pretty intense day, but it really has, like, I think we can find a lot about ourselves and where we're going to go through this Scorpio season today. And it's kind of kicking off right when the sun comes into Scorpio. So, we gotta, we gotta put ourselves first and make sure that our desires are being met with ourselves. We don't need anybody else to, nobody else is responsible, right? There's a lot of responsibility. I would say Venus even trining Saturn, it's like, we got to be responsible for our own love for ourselves. Like, we cannot expect anybody else to make our life better. Like, we got to do that ourselves. And if we don't, we're just going to be trapped in that loop of trying to have someone make It's like it's not their job to make your life better. It's your job. It's literally like the main job that you came here for was to like make your life good and like go through karma and find a light and find that connection to something bigger. So, let's say we just got to take that look in the mirror. We got to take responsibility for ourselves. We can't be the victim all the time. Things are going to happen in life. Everybody's got different things we got to deal with, but we got to be able to take responsibility for every action, for every emotion, and stop projecting on someone else that, somebody else is responsible, because they're not. It's your movie that you're playing, and you can switch the reel whenever you decide to. And I think that this is one of those times where that's just going to be more apparent than ever, that you have a choice and your desires can be met, but not if you let someone else try and make it for you, because they don't know what you desire. Only you do. Card for the day is the Four of Swords. Upright. Yeah, I would say we can't sleep on the day. We got to definitely be smart and objectify what we want. And if we're just going to lay around and kind of waste this energy, we might miss something good. So I would say it's important for us to definitely embrace whatever changes come up and embrace, this Mercury's about ready to Kazemi. We're all getting this like message from God in a big way. And we need to be, alert and ready for it. And we don't want to just let it pass. We got to be smart. We don't want to let our emotions get the best of us right here. And we got to make sure that people aren't, I would say if people are sleeping on you in life right now, they're not there for the long term. And you gotta make that decision for yourself. I love you all very much. I hope you have a great Friday. It is Venus Day. Venus is making pretty good aspects. So I would say create the best life that you can, and make sure that you're taking care of yourself, and make sure that you value yourself more than anything. And if you value yourself more than anything, you're not going to miss the messages. You're not going to sleep on it, because you're here for a reason and you know it. And nobody has to give you that approval, because you have it within yourself. I love you all very much. See you tomorrow for the weekend report. Peace.